Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary in Morgan County
The stabbings, the jumping, the murders.
held some of the worst criminals in Tennessee.
I genuinely saw a shadow figure walk across here.
What?
Dude, I saw a full-on, no joke, not a lie, an actual shadow figure.
Be mine. Here.
Probably the most blood has been spilled directly onto this floor. Tonight, we are investigating once again in the Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary in Tennessee. What I mean by we is I am back here once again with the Side-Eye Guy. Side-Eye Guy was with me the last time that we came here, as well as Nightmare Nation and Joe Vitale, but this time it is just me, Side-Eye Guy, and a guy that you've seen me investigate with before, Jeff from Boo Productions Paranormal Toledo.
Woo! That was the most fun I ever had, to be honest with you.
Hell yeah,
Seriously.
I'm glad to hear that. We are going to be going all throughout the prison, hitting different spots, and all three of us are filming completely different episodes. We have it all split up so that each of us film for ourselves, so make sure you go over there and watch their perspectives, because every single video is going to be completely different, and we have some stuff in store for you. So let's get into some of the history of Brushy, and let's get into the first investigation. This is Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, and for many, it was the end of the line. With over 10,000 approximated deaths on this property, built purposely as an upside-down cross, it's no surprise that this Tennessee landmark was coined the Devil's Prison. Before you comment, yes, prisons are built like this for safety reasons, but this design was specifically intended so that when inmates arrive, the first thing they see is an upside-down cross. Family of the prison confirms this. The gates to hell opened in 1896 and was originally built as a wooden structure by the inmates themselves. Prisoners were forced to work unpaid in the mines constantly, receiving lashes by thick leather straps for underperforming. I've been here now twice, and this prison has a strong connection to a location I recently investigated, the Drum Bridge. So subscribe to the channel to check out my past episodes and any episodes in the future. A quote from Brushy Mountain's official website states, "There was never a death row at Brushy, but there was plenty of death, I promise you." By 1931, the original wooden prison was overcrowded by over a third more inmates than it was designed for. This was partially due to slavery being legal within prisons, causing arrest and maximum sentencing to be handed out for things as small as cussing and jaywalking. The prison would also keep inmates beyond their sentence due to made-up disciplinary actions for extra free labor. So, prisoners broke sandstone from a nearby quarry to construct the new prison, shaped as a prospectively upside-down cross. Moving forward in time to 1957, they shut down the Hole, a disturbing solitary confinement section of the prison. But we'll talk more about that later. To replace the Hole, Brushy built the infamous D-Block. D-Block kept the nastiest of inmates isolated away from everybody else. D-Block was built on top of an old death house where bodies of dead inmates were kept until families could claim them, or until they were placed in the ground at the prison's very own cemetery. While it's common practice to bury a body with the head to the west, feet to the east, Brushy prisoners were buried the opposite way. We were told that this was done purposefully. The prison was built with Greek purposes as stated on the official website, so it's worth mentioning that burying bodies facing the rising sun originally goes back to the ancient Greeks. Brushy Mountain burying inmates the wrong way and the prison being built as an upside-down cross is almost impossible to pass off as a coincidence. This gives credence to those claims. One of Brushy's most infamous inmates is James Earl Ray. If that sounds familiar, that's because this is the man that killed Martin Luther King Jr. in Memphis, Tennessee. James was a man who was an escape risk and was sent here because the prison was virtually inescapable, being placed in the middle of nowhere with mountains surrounding the prison. James Earl Ray escaped anyways. He escaped by hopping over a wall but was ultimately caught after a 3-day manhunt. Now, back to one of the darkest places in the state of Tennessee. The hole was just a few tiny cells with no bed, just complete darkness and 2 buckets. One of the buckets was for fresh water, and one of them was to use the restroom. It was very common, obviously, to mistake buckets being lost in the complete darkness, using your fresh bucket for the restroom and your restroom bucket for the drinking. It got so dark in the hole that inmates would actually lose their vision within days of being in here. This prison has a dark past. Torture, death, murder, and corruption is just the beginning. Do the former miners, prisoners, staff, or even demonic entities still roam these grounds, waiting for their sentence to be complete? Let's get into the first investigation to find out. Before we get into the investigation, I just want to tell you guys about my Patreon. My Patreon is only $5 a month, and it's chock full of bonus investigations, unboxings of haunted objects, sneak peeks to my secret documentary, and more. So, if you love real paranormal and my channel, consider pledging to my Patreon today. Thank you very much. Now let's get into the first investigation. We're in the area of the hole, and I have a camera set up over there, a camera set up here. We have a static box out here, and a REM pod and a yes/no box in there. So what we're gonna do is we're all gonna go into the hole, and we're gonna listen, we're gonna ask questions, we're gonna make noises, all sorts of stuff. We're gonna try to see if anybody down here wants to tell their story. When we were in here earlier, when he was filming, we heard these clear, I guess clear isn't the right word. He slapped the ground, and after that, we heard what sounded like a mimic of that. And I was wondering if you could do it again. Do you think you could?
I'm going to slap the ground like I'm its daddy. Okay. To be fair, I suppose I didn't give any instruction. I'm going to go back into the same cell I was in before as well.
Okay.
And I'm going to sit on the floor like I was before.
Do you think you can copy him?
Okay. If there are any spirits either in this cell or close to where I am right now, I am going to hit the floor 3 times. If you could repeat this back to me or communicate with me in any kind of way, I'd very much appreciate it.
We have some devices in here. I'm sure you understand how they work, but if you touch them, then we potentially can create some sort of contact to where we can get to know your story, or you can let us know that you're here. With this one, all you gotta do is get near this little black wire. This one over here, you just put your hands right in front of these little lights, and it'll let us know. And out there, we have what's called a static box, and all you have to do is generate static electricity. Rub your pants together, rub your hands together, whatever it is, walk by it, and it'll emit a color to indicate that you walked by. In hindsight, maybe you don't know how, maybe you can't do that. Could you maybe give us a loud noise to show us where you are? If you would like us to do what we were doing before, where we each went into a cell in the dark to try to get a fraction of what you had to experience, could you show us a sign and maybe we'll do that? Is somebody moving? What is that?
Me, that's me. I scratched my neck.
Do you want us to leave you alone down here? Seemed like you might have been doing stuff for us earlier when we were down here. If you need any energy, feel free to take it from any of these devices or cameras or whatever if you know how to do that.
What was that, babe?
I don't know.
Wasn't me. Was it your camera again?
It shouldn't be recording that small of sections because it's only been like 8 minutes.
I'm going to try.
They don't shut.
Damn it, that's my idea gone.
Were you gonna try to go in there with the door closed?
Yeah. Or I was either that, or I was thinking I could close it and then just hit on this side and see if something wants to hit on the other side.
Let's step out here and see if maybe they'll touch the device in there when we're out of the room.
You want me to leave my camera in here?
This one's pointed this way, so I guess if you want to, you could, but it's up to you. It's about 10 degrees colder out here. Jeff, could you give us a good whistle? Could you do that back? That echo is something else.
Yeah.
Can you hear something off the distance?
Yeah, I don't know what it is though. I think there might be some sort of like drip that's hitting an echo, right?
Maybe.
Is that what, you know, it's kind of like a weird kind of thump-ish noise?
I don't know. I'm hearing something kind of different. But it's so distant and ambient that what it sounds like to me is almost like from a distance, and again, I could be 100% wrong. It's a bit like this. Like almost like a rustling.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't moving, so.
I didn't hear that.
Is that just me going crazy?
Oh, my hearing sucks.
Are you coming over here? Do you still hear it? No?
Honestly, I don't even know what. I just feel like there is something in the distance, but it's like real distance, and to the point where it could just be the environment.
Well, there's like 5 hallways.
Yeah.
And
the doors are open, and I don't know
Yeah.
like what kind of wind might be going through. I don't know.
do you want someone to be handcuffed alone in one of those cells with you?
What?
It was gonna be you, by the way.
Yeah, you kept that fucking quiet.
You're not
but
gonna.
Brushy Mountain again, Seg. This is great. We've been here before. It's great. Little do you tell me, you got handcuffs.
I always bring handcuffs.
Beware, ladies. Beware.
And they're not fuzzy either.
Welcome to Paranormal Kink.
What was that? That was like a clear like boom, and it had an echo. Unless maybe somehow
I
when you
did just
moved.
start walking.
I know, but it didn't sound like that.
But also, if you're You say it came from over there, right?
It sounded that way. Hello? The guards aren't here, so we're allowed to do whatever we want down here. You want to smoke? You want to drink?
Yes to both.
Jeff's like, I do. I'll tell you what, you do something for us, and I'll get you something from the commissary. What are those noises?
I don't know. It's not just me, is it?
No,
It's like the most background noises, but there are noises, and I can't put my...
Yeah.
Honestly, it could be anything.
And I'm being like perfectly still, like I'm not moving at all. Do you guys want to smoke? I got one right here.
I think I would like to do an Estus method. My bad. I would like to do an Estus method in DBlock. If one of you guys wouldn't mind going under.
Oh, you don't want to go under.
I want to ask the questions. Correct.
Okay. You want to flip a coin?
Yeah, we can flip rock, paper, scissors.
Or do you have a preference, Dawson? Okay, let's flip a coin.
I'm deaf as fuck, dude. I'm the worst ghost hunter ever.
Right, I can see... it's what you Americans call a dime, right?
That's a nickel.
Damn it. I can't see.
Call it in the air.
Heads.
Heads?
Yep.
Tails never fails. I don't know. Heads means you're going under, right?
Heads means he wins, so you go
Yeah.
under.
Tails never fails. Tails, right? That's tails.
Hold on, I can't see.
That's tails.
It's not focused.
No, don't look at me not focused. It's tails.
Well, I couldn't see.
Well,
I
that's
was trying to get it on
tails, so I get
camera.
to see. You're going under.
All right, goddamn it.
Okay, so guys, so right now we're doing an Estus method, and Jeff is under. I'm getting everything set up. He's listening to see if anybody wants to have a conversation with us.
Be mine.
Be mine? Are you wanting one of us to be with you?
Like a bitch? Like a prison bitch?
Here.
You want us to be with you here? How old are you?
It's making sounds, but I can't make out what it's saying. But I think it's radio stations.
Welcome to an Estes session, my friend. How many fingers am I holding up? Could you please confirm that so we know that we're talking to somebody who is here with us? Really appreciate that. Thank you. How many fingers am I holding up?
Who made that loud bang earlier that we heard? Sounded like it didn't come from in the cells. The guy sitting there on the floor, his name is Jeff, and he's listening.
I swear it said fuck off.
You want us to get out of here?
You want us to leave
That's
Jeff
about
alone?
the most prisoner thing that can be said,
Yes.
to be completely honest. If you want us to get out of here and leave you be, I completely understand that, but you just have to be clear with what you're telling us. So if that's what you want, just say the words, get out, nice and clear, and we'll leave you alone, I promise. Okay. Maybe you want to keep having a conversation then. So if you want to, just please try to speak loud and clear so that he can hear you. My name is Dawson. How long have you been in here? in D-Block.
I know I'm not saying anything, but there's like literally nothing coming through here.
Well, that's fine.
That's all right.
That's half an Estus method.
Hello, the spirits of DBlock. I go by Seg, or Side-Eye Guy. Could I please ask what your name is, who we are speaking to?
I missed that one.
Oh, if you said your name to our friend Jeff here, could you please say it again?
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm asking what your name is because we would like to communicate with you. We'd like to open a dialogue with you. But in doing, first off, like since myself and Dawson said our names, we would like to hear your name, please. We'd like you to tell us your name.
Debunked?
If you were asking,
Full of it?
if you're asking, like, what are you doing? I forget exactly what he said. It's called the Estus method, and essentially hooks up to this thing called the spirit box, and it scans through radios. And essentially the idea is that because those are EMF, that you can speak through them. And he's wearing headphones and a blindfold so that he doesn't have confirmation biased. And that way, if you communicate with us, we'll know that it's something more than just trick of the ears. So if that explained it well, maybe you understand, and maybe you'll try to communicate with us.
Can I come out for 1 second?
Yes.
I can't hear if you said yes or no.
Of course you can, yeah.
Can we slow that down just one speed? Because I feel like there's some things being said, but I'm missing them.
We can, but the issue is the more...
I would say, Dawson, though, if I mean, much like myself, if Jeff isn't used to doing this, maybe just slow it down like one speed.
Okay.
There's just a long there's a long segment of bands not doing anything, but then there's like a few, and don't take it way down. I'm just saying maybe just one notch down.
Too much, just a little bit.
So put your finger on the antenna. Become the antenna.
Where's it at?
Yeah, he's blindfolded.
I forgot he was blindfolded.
Okay.
Okay, and throw it on whenever.
I would like to ask again what your name is. I think it's important if we're going to have a conversation that we know your name. Please.
Do you know who you are?
Wow.
Did he say wow?
Sounded like he said, wow.
I wasn't sure if he was reacting
yeah,
to something, because he's reaching in his pocket. Oh. Just focus on the Estus, Jeff.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a cigarette in Jeff's hand. Would you like it?
If you would like it, it's all yours. I don't know if they still had cigarettes in here. They stopped that at some point in time. I don't know if you ever got to experience that, but regardless, it's a free cigarette. And it's yours if you talk to us.
Yeah, we'll leave it here for you. From what we understand, there were a lot of bad people in here. Maybe we're speaking to someone who was wrongfully incarcerated in D-Block. If that is the case, I'm very sorry that you went through that. It must have been very difficult.
I feel really bad, but nothing is coming through this thing.
Jeff, when you watch this later, we can't force it. If nothing happens, there's no need to apologize. If you don't hear anything, you don't hear anything. To me, that's a good thing. You know, it's not always spitting something out. The last time we were here, it spit out quite a bit. So it's a good thing in my eyes. So when you watch this later, it's fine.
It's much better to just kind of not say anything at all than start making stuff up.
Yeah, exactly. I will say at first, I did hear words, and he said a few words. So now I'm questioning, though, whether or not he said, what the fuck? or if the, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'll have to ask him.
First time I did an Estus session was in this very, in this prison. Not here in DBlock, but it was in this prison.
Yep, in the in the.
And I remember at the time making mistakes where I said something along the lines of, "Oh, it must have said that, but surely it couldn't have."
Yeah, and you forgot it too.
Yep,
I wish I would have known what you said.
So I've learnt a lot about doing this annoying method since then.
Well, we don't have too much time here in DBlock. If you've been trying to talk to us, we definitely appreciate your time. Hopefully this doesn't scare him too bad.
Oh, fuck it, hey.
Oh, I love that bit.
God damn.
Okay, guys, right now we're in the gym. Now, this is the place where almost all of the stabbings, the murders, anything that resulted that was violent happened here, inside this gym. Probably the most blood has been spilled directly onto this floor. And the last time we were here, really all we did was an Estus method. So if there's anybody in here, could you please make yourself known? Maybe if you were killed here, we can talk and we can figure out who did it and get justice. You won't be a snitch for that, because unfortunately, you're dead. You can't get in trouble anymore. Was that somebody?
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't move.
You heard something?
No, I didn't hear anything either.
Oh. When do you, Jeff?
I'm putting my bag
just
down.
kidding.
What?
I said, when do you, Jeff? I'm just kidding.
What?
What? Would you like to play some basketball or something? I don't see a hoop, but maybe there's one in your time. This freaking echo
I know.
is insane.
I know. Like, full of prisoners in here just shouting and talking.
Fighting, stabbing.
Playing sports.
Yeah, also doing things that aren't violent.
I'm going to clap my hands, and I'd really appreciate it if you could clap back for us, please. Here we go.
See, the fact is, even with this much echo, we aren't hearing we're not hearing it come back, which really truly makes me think that what we caught earlier was something. Mm-hmm. Because I understand with the echo, sometimes it can literally slap off of a wall and come back, and it's just not happening. So what else really would explain those noises unless a coincidental mouse farting 3 times in a row or something, Okay, guys, so what we're about to do now is we all filmed for our channels individually, and it is officially the last hour. So what we're gonna do is we're all gonna split up and go to different parts of the prison all alone. So if you wanna see Jeff's perspective, go subscribe to Boo Productions Paranormal Toledo. The link will be in the description. If you want to see the Side-Eye Guy solo, make sure you go to the Side-Eye Guy. Link will also be in the description. It will not be in my video, so you have to watch theirs to see it. They're all going to be completely different videos. And I'll say for Side-Eye Guy's video, truly, there was some weird things happening. Maybe he can figure it out later, but go watch his. Jeff's, when we were in D-Block, there was something really interesting. So go over to his and watch that as well. I will see you guys in the solo. Let's do this. Okay, guys, for my solo of Brushy Mountain, the first spot I'm going to is the hole. Now, I know that I just spent time with them down there, but I'm going to be all by myself. They're going to be in a completely different building of the entire prison, And not only the hole, I will be heading somewhere else by myself too. So make sure you stay till the absolute end to see what's going on. Now, the reason I'm going back to the hole is because inside a guy's video, we heard some really interesting stuff. And when I first walked in, I swear I saw some sort of form, some sort of figure pop out of the door. Now, we were all pointing lights. It's very possible that something caused that, but I genuinely don't think it did. So in the review, maybe they'll figure it out. I don't know. It's not my video, not my problem, to be honest. But I believe that I saw something. So we're gonna head over to the hole. And I'll tell you, by myself, it is extra creepy. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I'm gonna keep it pretty bare bones. I'm just gonna set up the REM pod and I'm gonna pull out Ghost Chatter. Ghost Chatter is not one of those ghost talking apps, so please don't click off the video if you don't like those. This is an app that is essentially a second person. It'll talk with me, not to me. It'll talk with me. So it just asks questions to the actual ghost. So let's go ahead and get this fired up. This app was created by Paranormal Encounters. Connor is a great guy. He created this app because he does a lot of solos.
Do you want me here?
That's a very good question. Feel free to answer using the REM pod. Maybe noises, knocks. I'm gonna head in here. Is there anybody in the hole with me? Please make yourself known. I simply want to talk. I want to hear you out. Maybe you weren't a bad guy. Maybe you were innocent.
Can you tell me the color of one of the things I am wearing?
If you're here with me, and you came with me, and what your goal is to keep everybody away and give me a hard time because you like to see me frustrated, please step aside and let the spirits of this prison talk to me. That's all I ask.
What voices do you hear?
If you were down here earlier, you did stuff for my friend. Maybe you left after that. But if you're still here, I would love to experience you. So please, show me that you're here. The best experience I've had at this prison have been right down here. And it just seems like you went away.
Can you show me a sign of your presence?
That makes me jump every time. I thought I saw something earlier. Was that you? You guys wouldn't have heard that. It almost kind of sounded like a metal gate. Very faint.
What do you remember about your life?
Do you have a family you would like me to reach out to? Did you work here? Maybe you're not an inmate at all. Maybe you worked here. I think I'm gonna be leaving here. You don't scare me. You've done nothing to scare me. Maybe that's not your intention, and that's fine. I'm gonna go somewhere else within this prison and talk to them. Maybe they won't be as scared. What do you have to say about that? Okay, guys, we're gonna move on to an actual cell block, all by ourselves. Now, there shouldn't be any sort of noise contamination because this place is massive. So we're all gonna be completely separated. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. I will see you guys over there at the next location. The infamous hole of Brushy Mountain State turned up no solid evidence of the paranormal during my solo investigation. But during my walk to move on to the next location, you see me shut off all of my cameras. This was a mistake, as I immediately had one of the craziest paranormal experiences I've ever had in my life. What you're seeing now is the moment I restarted my camera after I ran up to the exact spot of this encounter.
Jeff, are you in here? Guys, you're not gonna believe this, it's off camera. I'm walking up and I see a fucking shadow walk past one of these exit signs. That's why I'm in here. I came in here, I started the camera. Fuck. Okay, I just started my mic, so now you can hear me. I just saw a full-on shadow figure. I'll show you where it was. It doesn't matter, you're not gonna believe me. Is this the way? No. It's right out here. Leads outside. On everything. I literally had just shut off all of the cameras because I was heading to the next spot. None of them were recording. Literally, right up there, there's a red light. You see that one? Up there, there's a red light. Walked right past that fucking window. And I went straight up there to double check. And nobody is up there. Because I went right in. It's nearly pointless for me to include this in the video. There's no proof. I understand that. But what I do in these investigations is I document what I captured and I tell you guys about it. I didn't get the chance to document this, but at least I can tell you guys, and I promise you, yes, there's been multiple things this investigation that seems weird. I saw a full-on fucking shadow figure just walk by, and I was like, no way. I didn't even start recording because I was absolutely sure it was one of them. Yo, boys. Seg?
Now it's me.
Hey, dude, where were you?
Like when? I was right here coming from DBlock.
You have been down here for at least 5 minutes? Dude, I saw a full-on, no joke, not a lie, an actual shadow figure. You were down in DBlock this whole time?
I was in D. I've been there for about 3 or 4 minutes.
Where did you come from?
DBlock.
Before DBlock. You said you've been there.
In the cafeteria.
Okay. This, when you go up here, there's this red light up here. Come here. That exit sign on the, not this floor, the second floor.
Yeah.
Cafeteria is around there. I'm walking over here. I literally, no joke, stopped, turned off my cameras, my microphone, everything, started walking over here. And I just see across that exit sign, I just watch a full-on shadow figure, but it was going this way towards...
I mean, that could have been me. I walked back and forth.
This just happened. Like, so this camera has been recording for 2 minutes and 14 seconds. How long has this one been recording?
This one has been recording for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And I started it as soon as I got up there. Nobody there. I yelled out Jeff. I yelled out Seg. And when I went in there, it couldn't have been more than 60 seconds after I saw it.
Yeah, side-eye guy would have shouted out if it was him.
Where is he?
Me and him were in D-Block together for a second, and then he was heading up to that riot area, or the hostage.
That's where he's heading up right now?
That's where he's at now.
It could have been him.
Because that hostage area is right here, right?
No, third floor. So I literally through that, I was walking up here, and I literally just see, just across the red light that's glaring, just a shadow figure, but it went this way. And I literally just looked at myself, and I was like, no way.
Did you have your camera on?
No, I literally just, I stopped as soon as I got out of there.
Yeah.
Shut off everything, my mic and everything.
Huh.
Literally all of it was off.
What's over there?
Well, I went from the hole. When I left the hole, I set the tripods down and like turned everything off.
Okay.
I don't know if it was him. It could have been him if he was heading up there a couple minutes ago, but I saw it. I can't be sure. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna get that footage and I'm gonna try to line everything up. That's how it goes though. Like it's gotta be purposeful. I swear. I mean, there's no other reason. Whenever we go to these places, they like to toy with people. They like to mess with people, whatever it is. I believe that it's people. I hadn't turned off those cameras, I don't think, since it's been my turn to film for my channel. And I literally was like, okay, let's turn it off, start new on the next spot, microphone and everything. And I watch a shadow figure. Okay guys, so I just ran back into the side-eye guy, and he doesn't believe that he walked by there within that time frame. I'm gonna take him up there and we're gonna see real quick. Maybe he can either confirm or deny if, yeah, that could have been me, or it wasn't me. When I saw it, I literally just ran in here and I came straight over here, up the stairs. So it would have been right here. This. I would have saw, this is where the red light is. This is the window, I would have seen it. So the shadow figure came right here.
I didn't come through this door. I didn't walk through that door. You can see that on my footage.
So when I saw you, Jeff, you were coming out of D-Block.
Yes.
And where was Side-Eye Guy when you were in D-Block?
He was coming out of D-Block, coming over here.
And you wouldn't have came over here when you left D-Block.
This is the first time I've walked around this part of the building since being here tonight.
So here's the thing about that is so there's the window, here's the exit sign. It wasn't like somebody walked by, it wasn't like I saw a white light, it was a black, just one clear motion walking across. And it wasn't on camera. You guys are probably sitting there going, why are you talking about so much not? Because it fucking happened to me. It went this way. That's where the shadow went. I'm still gonna get that footage from you and line it up and just double check. But if not, I genuinely saw a shadow figure walk across here.
And I'm pretty sure that I had my footage on the whole time I was leaving here, so you can.
Well, and I saw him as soon, because I ran up here to see, and I yelled out for you and Jeff. Nobody answered. And when I got back down, as soon as I got down, I saw Jeff's light, and he was walking out of D-Block, and I was like, hey, where were you? So it wasn't him. So it either literally had to be you or a shadow figure.
I was in there, but I can confirm I didn't go. I did not walk through this door, and I haven't been in this area here. I kind of stayed on that side. That's all I can give you.
My only thing is I saw no white or anything, and I ran up here and nobody was in here, and I yelled for you.
Okay.
So where did you go when you left the cat?
Just so you know.
Okay.
I'm gonna head down and start doing my shit.
Okay. Let me just finish this off real quick. When you left the cafeteria, where did you go and which way did you go?
I left the cafeteria. I'll show you. I just go through the cafeteria, and then I walked out this way.
Really?
Yep.
So this is gonna go in the books as a personal experience unless I can debunk it later, but still, if that happened...
I went down these stairs here, and that will lead you out to the front of D-Block. Completely different to when I just first saw you.
I'll line up the footage, and if it wasn't you, and I can't get anything that kind of tells me that, then in my eyes, I think I had a personal shadow experience.
Well, I hope you did.
It would be cool. Nice. It would. I don't even care when I shut off the cameras and that happens. My only issue is when I tell others, it's just one of those, this happened to me once, and it's not quite as cool to others because I don't have anything to back it up. I really hope that actually happened and it wasn't him, because it literally was, it just walked across the exit sign and you could see the whole red. It literally just was a person walking by. It wasn't a person, it was a shadow, but it was pretty solid and just went this way.
Again, it's a lot like the time when I thought I saw a shadow person here, which we were quite easily able to debunk, but this is the problem when you split up.
Yeah, literally.
This is the problem. This is all, and it's always going to be in the back of our mind. Like, if you knew I was like in the Gymnasium or the Hole or D-Block, this wouldn't be a problem, but I was, at the end of the day, in the same building. I'm not too far away from the same area, so it's always going to be... That's always going to make your whole experience a little bit more questionable. All we can do is I can show you my footage and you can try and line it as best you can.
Well, see, my thing is if I line up the footage and within a minute and a half of me turning my camera on and running up there, if you walked past that door, down those stairs, I almost kind of have to call it you. Even though it still may not have been you, but if you were walking by there at that moment, then it's one of those things where that's just, it is what it is, you know?
Reviewing all of the footage available that was ongoing during my encounter, I can only come to one conclusion. What I saw was real. During my encounter with the shadow figure walking by the window, Side-Eye Guy was in D-Block. The more interesting footage lies with Jeff of Boot Productions. Jeff was in the area at this exact moment, but it wasn't Jeff. You see, he was on that floor, but upon reviewing the footage of Jeff, he never walks in that very area. Same as the Side-Eye Guy. Jeff spends most of his time inside the cafeteria, but when I have my encounter, he's on the other side. Noting this sign, you can see that he's not in the stairwell of the Shadow Man. Later in my footage, you can see this sign is different. More interesting is Jeff walks towards the Shadow Man window, but he subconsciously turns around before going all the way. He never walks past. What I saw is nothing more than a personal experience not captured on camera. To me, it means everything, but you'll just have to take my word that I'm telling you the truth. Does the paranormal have an intelligence to purposely avoid being captured? Is there rules to their existence of not getting caught? Or is it all just subconscious events individually experienced from person to person? All I know is what I saw with my own eyes was absolutely incredible. The truth is out there. All you have to do is look.